Well, then I would say we can start. So hello everybody, hello everyone. Welcome to the Clean Conference and welcome to our workshop today. I hope you enjoyed the Clean Conference and you had a good time so far. And we are Steffi and Philipp from Rehab Republic. And for the upcoming 90 minutes, we will introduce you to how to engage people with interactive events, and we want to give you examples from Munich. Well, I would say for the first half, you can easily just lean back and just listen. And for the second 45 minutes, we would like to discuss with you guys about your ideas and projects and see how we can inspire each other. Okay, next slide, Philip. As I said, Philipp and I are working for Rehab Republic. This is an NGO based in Munich in Germany. And first of all, we want to talk about who we are. And after this, Philipp will give you insights about our method and our environmental psychology, since he's an expert in this area. And then I will go a bit deeper and explain what exactly we are doing, what projects we have. And then to finish the theoretical part, we are going to tell you how we as an organization are structured. And last but not least, after this, we want to involve you and have hopefully a great discussion. Well, let's start. As I already said, we are a nonprofit organization from Munich, and we do most of our projects in Munich. I guess we have one project which is active in whole Germany. We call ourselves a creative collective, what means we are a diverse bunch of people with different backgrounds and many ideas, and just open for everybody. And of course, our goal is to encourage people to act and to live sustainably. And you probably already thought about our name, Rehab Republic. Basically, Rehab stands for rehabilitation, recultivation, and Republic is like a Latin word, res publica, and it stands for public affair, public matters. So Rehab Republic therefore stands, let's say, for moving the public matters into the focus of our social interaction to rehabilitate it. Go on, please. Thank you. Now I want to talk about our approach, our inspiration. And first of all, for us, it's very important that we do not work only theoretically. We want to make things visible and accessible for everybody. So we want to just act and just do it. Just do it. It's also our slogan. So and secondly, we want to show people that future can be positive, and we can influence that, and we just do not take it as it is. So we show that a better future is possible. And the third thing is that we always try to get out of our eco bubble, which is not always too easy. I'm sorry, I just read the chat. We try to get out of our eco bubble, which is not too easy because we try to talk to politicians, managers, also from bad companies, we can say, to get this realistic view of things and leave our eco thinking, let's say. And moreover, we do not think too long about an idea. We just definitely have this just do it mentality. I can say, learning by doing, and we are not learning and then doing. So this is the way we do. And yeah, we try to, let's say, combining the rational thinking with your head and like the feelings and doing with the hand. So yeah, it's not all about only cognitive learning. We want to address all our possibilities, let's say. And last but not least, we want to show people that we are able to change reality, even we start with a small action, maybe in Munich or in another part of the world. So we just want to give you the idea that it is possible to change. Now I want to hand over to my colleague Philipp.
Well, thanks, Steffi, and welcome from me as well. I'm happy to see you guys all here, or at least to get you to listen, since I can't see everyone right now. I have to focus a little on the slides, but yeah, thanks for being here. I want to take you to the theoretical part, to the thing. I hope you all are fresh enough to listen to, because we want to show you a little background of us, want to show you why we do things the way we do them. It's not intentional that we had thought long time and made studies and all the stuff to do exactly that best practice, but we just moved in and we just got to, let's try this, let's do that, and that was the way we did it. And we got theoretical background later on, so we were quite sure, okay, it's not that wrong we're doing. Sustainable action is not achieved primarily through more knowledge and appeal, but it's neither through prohibition or incentives. That's the way we believe it is, because we think that there's no way around it, that you have to be sustainable from within. You have to be motivated somehow to behave sustainable. And if the motivation comes from outside yourself, it might be as long-term as it is if you're doing it for yourself and for a purpose you really stand for. There's a quite big theoretical background with a model in it, and you all can get much deeper into it with this book. It's actually available online. So if you like to make a screenshot or whatever, I think on Google Scholar you can find it, at least I did. And you can get much deeper into the topic. I just want to talk about the main parts of it. The model you see on the right here is actually worked out of two models, and so far it has not been tested or not been with any real background for the whole model, but it is quite well tested, the two models separately, and then combined to this one model. So we have in the upper part several things we have to fulfill, several things which influence us very deeply. And I want to start with the personal ecological norm. Every one of us has some norms within them. It's mostly influenced by the parents, the surrounding, just the nurture we live in. And these norms can be changed. It's not that easy to change them, but here it's mostly knowledge and mostly information which can change them. So it's like if you want to raise awareness for something, like just problem awareness, you have to get the people some information to make them like know, okay, waste is making something bad. It's polluting, yeah, our environment. It's like not good for our health and all that stuff. And if someone can understand that, they can like just be, okay, what has that have to do with me? They get this knowledge and can form a norm for it. But there's not only the norm within ourselves, there's also the norm of the social group, our social surroundings. And there got so many unwritten rules, so many laws you have to follow. Like it's, yeah, in Germany, it's quite difficult whether you keep standing on a red light or you just go on walking. When you're around with a car, it's no matter that you stop at a red light. In other countries like Italy or whatever, it might not be that strict. So if there's no one around and there's a red light, well, just go. But in Germany, we don't do that. And that's just the social norm with us, because there's a fine. In Italy, there may be a fine as well, but no one cares. And if that's the point, yeah, if no one sees it, no one will judge you. But if someone sees it, for example, like in the morning, you're getting up, you're thinking about, okay, what to wear today? What will I do today? So there will be that and that people around. So maybe I pick that clothes, or maybe I pick that clothes. So I look good, or I look like relaxed, I look cool. So that's just the social norm, which I'm try to fit in. And that's almost exactly the same with the ecological part. If you think about the costs and benefits you get from the behavior you show, that's another very big topic in the upper right corner. So, of course, costs can be directly related to money. Often an environmental or sustainable alternative is much more expensive than just the cheap one, which would be too good as well for just the purpose, but not that healthy. But it can also be the cost, like understanding the effort you have to put in. Sometimes it's very much effort you have to put in if you want to behave really sustainable. And then there's the benefits. Yeah, the benefits of what you get out of it. Is it just joy? Is it good feeling? To be honest, the real effect on ecological behavior is very long term. So we might not see that directly. Our behavior we show might not be rewarded as quickly as we want to. Then we have to get to something else. So I'll get to that later on. If we look into the middle, where you got the rating process, your intention, you think about, okay, what do I do? What can I expect? And how do I want to behave? Therefore, you can ask yourself very strict and very direct questions, just to ask like, okay, what do I want to do? When do I want to do it? Is this acceptable for me? Is it acceptable for others? Is it realistic to do that? What do I get from doing it? And how can I get a knowledge about, did I find, did I not find? It's like if someone of you is just familiar with the SMART goals, so you make your goals like specific, acceptable, reachable, timeable, and measurable. You can do that with your behavior as well. If you do so, you got a much clearer vision on it, whether you did something you wanted to do in the first place, like behaving environmental, behaving sustainably, or you didn't. If you did, there's these consequences you have, or there's, yeah, even if you didn't, there are consequences you have, like if you wanted in the first place, but you didn't, there might be like thoughts about it. Oh no, why didn't I? I didn't again. So, and psychologically, we call it cognitive dissonance. If you're not satisfied with what you did, and there's something like a gap from I wanted to, but I didn't, and now I just can't get them both together. So maybe to avoid this ungood feeling, next time I'll do something else. And if you do something else, there might be a spillover effect. So if you did something little like, okay, I just, I don't know, I sorted out the waste, like I didn't throw it all out in one garbage bag, but I put the plastic in the one and the food over leftovers I put in the other and something like that. I might feel rewarded and okay, I did good, and maybe then I keep on going like that. And then it can also lead to, okay, I reduce my plastic waste because all the time I see there's so much plastic. And from that point on, it can spill over to another effect. I don't buy plastic. I try to consume only without any plastic at all. And it might reach to other points in my life, not only eating, but also with cosmetics or like driving or whatever. So these are very positive effects you can have. And there are these two buttons on the left and the right, habits and emotions. And these are still very, very parts which can influence our behavior or can like lead to a total different behavior. Because to be honest, if you think about emotions, how much things did you do because you wanted someone to see it you like? Maybe there's this girl or there's this boy you like, and you feel like, oh, he did this, she behaved like that, and I want to be like her, or she at least should recognize me as a teenager or whatever. Your first love, you have a crush on him or her, you will do things like they do. And that's very emotional part, and this can influence the whole model. It can shift your whole behavior, and it's about the same with our habits. It's not only the norms within us, but only things we learn to do and how we do them all the time that can influence our behavior and totally get another outcome from it. Sometimes the emotions just don't make us feel cognitive dissonance, but at the end, they will just make us feel good because someone thought what we did, although we didn't want to do it. But it can also turn the other way around. Um, so I see Thomas is very much writing down something. Should I stop, Thomas, or can I go on? You're muted. I can't hear you. Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go on.
Can I speak?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Yeah, I was. No, I'm just writing down some key things that I have run an organization for 25 years,
Yeah,
the Blue Army in Iceland, and uh, I started in the very, very early stages of my Blue Army to go to the schools and educate the children.
yeah,
I am a former diver, so I would have, a bin with some sea creatures in it,
oh, cool.
and then it's kind of sad to say, but I always had. There was a bottle I found once on the bottom of the ocean, Coca-Cola bottle, and half of the bottle was with barnacles and the other half had been in the sand, so there was nothing there. So
Yeah,
it was 50-50 barnacles and then clean. But I always put this bottle in the little bin with all the creatures of the ocean, and then the children would say, "What is this bottle doing among the fishes and the creatures?" And I said, "Somebody threw this in the ocean." So they learned from the very, very beginning, 25 years ago,
yeah,
that something had been thrown into the ocean and that was not supposed to be there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We have now a very, very broad system of green flag schools in Iceland that are environmentally friendly. We have a lot of green flag kindergartens, and the educational system is very environmentally focused on lots of things. And a colleague of mine, she has now recently issued an ocean literacy textbook for the school system in Iceland, funded by the government,
Okay,
but inspired by the Blue Army.
cool.
So it's in the educational system, something that was brought into the school system a long time ago, but it was not the formal way of doing things. It was just that I wanted to show the kids the creatures of the oceans.
Yeah, yeah,
But I always took this bottle along, and I still have this bottle up in my shelf somewhere. But anyway, if we take the future of educational systems into consideration, it's going to be green and green talks and environmental behavior in the right direction.
yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah,
We are at this tipping point that those that will not participate in thinking green will be left alone, and nobody wants that.
yeah, yeah.
So good thing. I like it. I'm gonna unmute and keep listening, okay?
Oh yeah, thank you
Good
for
luck.
your example and for the work you put in. If we take Thomas' example, it's just like at the top, the personal ecological norm. You can see there's the problem awareness. The pupils, they're getting just aware. Okay, what is this bottle doing in the ocean among all these creatures? And they can see what benefits their behavior will have, like even if it's very long term, but they can understand. And if the whole group of them understands, for example, there will be this social norm which makes them like, okay, you shouldn't do that, you should behave like that. And do you remember the bottle Thomas brought us? It is not conventional to throw it into the ocean because it doesn't belong there. And therefore, this whole chain just comes together and can create something good from it. So it's a very nice example. Thanks, Thomas, for sharing. Yeah, with us, what we do, our methods, I just have to click this in. Um, yeah, it's like Steffi always gave us some examples what we do, and I want to put them in some different categories. Just like we do actions, campaigns, we throw them in and want to inform the people, but also get them mobilized, also get them active, to behave some certain ways, to get to know what can we do with cigarette butts, but throwing them in the streets. We do impulses and give short statements, give little knowledge drops like, okay, did you know that? Do you know what you do with that? Like, do you know that every German just throws like over 200 euro of groceries into the trash every year? And that makes people think, or we hope it makes people think. We do self-experiments and try to get to know what it feels like to do something maybe drastic, something like not only being vegan, but avoiding plastic for like a whole month and everything which has to do with plastics or something like that. And we put all these things out into media via social media, maybe sometimes newspapers as well, but mostly like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, newly as well. So people get what we do and just can get to this awareness what problems we do like or what problems we have. So back to you, Steffi. I had enough to talk about.
Thank you, Philip. Well, now I will go on with like what we do exactly, what are our projects, and I want to start with a quote of the Patagonia founder. It says, "We are collectively paralyzed by apathy, laziness, or lack of imagination." And well, this is just what we do not want to be. We want to take responsibility and we want to be active and create new things. So we do not want to move around mindless and without taking responsibility. So now on the next slide, I will show you some of our projects. So this is an overview of our 12 current projects. Some are more active at the moment, some less during Corona times. But yeah, we are still going on and develop new projects. And we try to develop like constructions which are still possible even there's a pandemic. And yeah, we are doing projects in the field of like cigarette butts, zero waste shopping, zero waste workshops, secondhand events, education, cleanups, and so on and so on. But now I want to present you like 4 of our projects, and I will start with a project which just happened recently. In November, we had a 24 hours cleanup. On a very, very cold day, we cleaned like the streets in Munich a whole day and night. And since we were groups of 2 people, it was still possible in Corona times. And so it was totally legal. And so we were fine. And this is just a very good example for how we like start or how we do projects. One rehab member, it's Svenja on the right, on the top. She just had the idea, oh, let's do a 24 hours cleanup. And then she started planning, and just a few weeks later, we had the event. So it was that easy. And when we cleaned, we have won such nice dresses. So it's just better to raise awareness, and it's even more fun for the cleaners. So that's always nice. And we also invited local media. So there was a radio and even a TV channel, and they wrote articles about us. And so you can see it on the right corner. There was a media guy. And yeah, last but not least, we had a campaign to collect donations for our projects. Yes, so this is one of our projects. The next project I want to talk about is the project Einmal ohne Bitte in German. It means that we developed a label, which you can see in the middle, for grocery stores and supermarkets. And in this label stores, you can get groceries without packaging when you bring your own box. So our goal is just to avoid packaging waste. And now I guess the sticker is in over 400 shops all over Germany. And we started around 1.5 years ago with this project. And it just started from a plastic-free self-experiment of one of our members. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And the project is growing and growing, and more cities and shops want to join and have the label. Yes. The next project I want to present is Olitopia, which is a mix of Olympia and Utopia. The Olympic Village is a neighborhood in Munich, and the project is in this neighborhood, and we involve the residents there. We organize regular tables for everybody, and we organize the gardening project. We we have a platform to organize helping, and we make cleanups. We make workshops with different topics, and the newest idea is now to open a zero waste cafe with the residents and with Rehab Republic. Yeah, but Corona doesn't make it so easy at the moment, but hopefully this will work out soon. Yes, one more project I want to talk about is my little baby project. So I'm very proud to talk about it. It's a project which is not implemented yet. We are still in the planning phase, and it is actually a box to collect cigarette butts, and the goal is to reduce littering, of course. So in Munich, it's really crazy sometimes when you walk down the street, everywhere are cigarette butts. And we developed this Kipomat, we call it. And well, the idea behind this is that there's a gamification approach. So it's not only a box where you can put your cigarette butt in, it's like a survey tool. Thank you. It's like a survey tool, so we put funny questions on the box, do you like ketchup or mayonnaise, or do you prefer FC Barcelona or Manchester United? I don't know. And then you can put your cigarette butt either on the right or on the left side in the box, and so we have this kind of survey tool. And we also work with corporations. We also work with local producers. We have corporations to the politic, to other companies, local companies. So we produce it in Munich, and we have supporters in Munich, which is really great. And hopefully we can put them on the wall soon. Well, this was, I guess, enough to our project so far. Next topic I want to talk about with you is social media, which is really a big thing for us. We have many followers, and we're very active, as Philipp already said, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we even have a social media team, and they only care about our channels and followers. And for some projects, we even have own social media accounts and websites. Yes. So on the next slide, I want to tell you something about our structure, about our organizational structure. And in our Rehab Republic, there are 5 people in the board. This you can see on the yellow part. And there are 3 people where Philipp is part of in the coordination team. We have Sally, who is doing public relations. We have one person doing fundraising. And I guess 5 or 6 more people working as project managers, where I am part of. And we also have an advisory board. We ask them to advise regarding strategic questions, for example. And yes, please, next slide. So Rehab Republic is now 9 years old. Like, there was the birthday this week. And the founders are still board members. And we have 6 part-time workers and 7 like small part-time workers. We call them mini jobbers in Germany. And the most important part is, I guess, like the 50 or 60 or even more, I guess, volunteers. They support in the projects and with their knowledge, and yeah, that's pretty great. And this is like the heart of Rehab Republic, I would say. And every second week we organize a plenum where everybody can join, especially the volunteers, but we are always open for new members. Interested people can just come one time and just as they want. And 3 times a year we organize a camp weekend. Usually we go to a really nice place in Bavaria and do camping, and we work together and having a really great time. A lot of fun. Last time, that was the first digital rehab camp, but it was also very nice. And yes, a very important topic is always funding. We have membership fees, and we also get money from the city of Munich. And of course we get we have donation campaigns, and like private people's foundations, companies, they give us money to realize our projects. Yes. Now I think, Philipp, it's your turn again.
Okay. So much for the structure, and as you've seen, and Steffi just told us, a lot of things we do is about gamification. It's about making behavior attractive, or making sustainable behavior more attractive. That's what I wanted to say. And we got so much things, so we just tried to put together in this slide, what do we think we stand for? And there's this hashtag, just do it. If not, this little American sports company would have stolen us this motto, we could have come very quite big with it. But yeah, just do it is like in German, einfach mal machen. That's like the thing we always wanted to do. We want to do it playfully, and of course, environmental protection is very well practiced with us. It's not just like, okay, we want to preach the things, but we want to show alternative behavior you can do alternative things you can use, but and yeah, how to be sustainable and still have fun. Okay, thanks Thomas for your comment. Yeah, we want to do it with everyone else, so we want everyone to join in and just participate in a positive way. If you think about the projects, there are very different ways we want to approach that, like in Olitopia, in the neighborhood, or like with the Kippomat, just for everyone walking by having a cigarette butt to throw in and give your vote to an alternative. And I think the more people we get and the more people realize that it can be fun and it can be satisfying to be sustainable, the better we do our job and the brighter our future looks like. And just like, and that's not the real quote, but in the sense of something like that, a German quite well-known author and comedian, he put it in words like, if all the effort we put in sustainability and in all climate change, and in 50 years we realized that it was all just nothing, it was just an empty bottle, we would live in cities with better air, we would have nicer green surroundings, and we would just be happier. But yeah, if it's just a battle, so don't know what we should do like. So he still sees the cause in it, even if we think climate change is not real, it still leads to another and better future. So for you to take part in, or for everyone, or what else, is like, yeah, just do it, try things and maybe change your habits, make them better. I think everybody joining in here is very well aware of that and making him or herself very conscious about it. But of course, there are so many other peoples out there, and being a role model for them as well is a big part of our work, because yeah, just like changing the social norm a little and making it playful, making it with a little smile and gamification is so nice. And yeah, then we can be the change we want to see in the world. We have fun doing it, we get involved, we can make it together. And I think that this is the way to go for, to change their behaviors from within, to just give them some insights about what can be done and what is possible, and then go for it. And in this sense, or in that way, we don't want to sit around and make you sit around, but we want to go with you to slido.com, or you can also go to slide.do. Type in this little code you see on the left, 8761. And hopefully, just checking how many of you are there right now. Okay, 17 with me and Steffi. So we want to play a little game. And the first part of it is just answer the question on Slido. What item in your home would you like to substitute with a more sustainable option? I'm very eager to see the results. They should pop up here, I hope.
Philipp, I just entered a word, but it doesn't show up here. But I can see the answers on the Slido page.
I'm sorry, I just got kicked out by Zoom or by my internet connection. Sharing my screen again, just a moment.
So somebody's writing refrigerator, shampoo, vacuum cleaner.
Actually, there are several people
Laptop.
writing shampoo because it's so big. Can that be possible?
I wrote it. Well, most of them are electronical things, but it's not too easy to
That's
substitute.
hard. Actually, there's this Fairphone. Is it just available in Europe or Germany? No, it isn't. Huh?
I'm not sure. What about you, Philip? What did you write?
I didn't put in anything yet. But actually, my phone would be something. This I'm holding on to like, I think 4 years by now. And I'm so happy that I still got a phone where can I switch my the battery. So just in case I can switch the battery and the phone still works, but I'm really thinking about getting a Fairphone so I can switch all the different components.
Yes, I guess there are so many things we can still substitute.
Okay, second part of that game is somebody wrote something in the chat, just a moment. Tape where? Marika, what's tape there? Nee, Marcia. I'm sorry. Hopefully I pronounced it right the second time. Where's Marcia? Do I see her? No, I don't. There she is.
Super.
She's raising her hand. Can you unmute yourself, Marcia? Because like the second part of the game would be, does anybody of you know an alternative for one of the options standing here? Maybe somebody got an alternative for like a vacuum cleaner. Actually, mostly I use a broom, but that's not an alternative all the way for carpets, like for example. And you're giving us a hard time for thinking of what could be a good alternative.
When I think about paper tissues, I just 1 second. Now I have like cotton tissues from my grandmother, so they are probably 40 years old, maybe 50 years, and they are pretty nice and they are super easy to use and just putting in a washing machine. So that would be a good substitute for paper tissues.
Having less furniture. That's an interesting topic as well. In the chat for everybody read it. And food containers. Do some of you know these this textile with beeswax. So you don't have to use like a plastic foil or something like that whole time, but you can reuse them, I think like many times.
Yeah, that's also a good option.
Yeah, they can totally substitute a food container. But also for me, it was like now in Corona times, when we had some takeaway, we always brought our own food container, so we don't have to use it from the restaurant. For they're using mostly some plastic or aluminum part.
Someone wrote, I wish there were places to get things fixed. Yes, I guess in Munich we have like this repair cafes, so you can go there and with your broken laptop or radio or whatever, and then there are people who are experts and you can repair it together.
I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I gotta go back.
But well, I guess we can anyway go to the next question.
You can go on? Okay, let's go on. Next questions. You're still asked to be active, and hopefully we can have discussion later on as well. For the end of the presentation, it's not the end. What do you still want to know something about? We talked about some projects. Of course, there are other projects. Maybe you want to know some more of that, or maybe I didn't talk enough about the psychological background, which I don't think. It's already late in the evening with most of us. What do you want to know? Is everybody fine? Like, okay, already 3 people are fine. I think, Stefanie, we're talking enough. Hopefully, not nonsense.
And for those who want to join the survey, go on slido.com, put in the code 8761, and you can also give an answer.
And thanks for the comment, Michel. How do I pronounce that? Michelle?
Yes.
In Bristol as well? Please correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle.
Philipp, I guess everyone is fine?
Everyone is fine, so we keep going. So now, since we have talked so much that you seem to be fine, we want to know something from you. Thomas just talked about his experience and about his story with the bottle. What about you? What experience did you have? What challenges did you face with project you had, with work you did? Is there something similar, something very different from us? Because actually, we want to learn something from you now and make our projects better as well.
Yeah, now this is the point where we want to open the discussion, and we are just happy to be inspired by your ideas, your experiences, your challenges in your projects, and we just want to have an exchange with you about it, and we are also we can also give a deeper insight in some projects you want to know more about it.
And don't feel like you're made to type in the whole Roman in Slido. Just open your microphone and tell us. We would love to hear your lovely voices.
Do you want to hear something from me?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Okay, I just want to say that you guys are young, and you must take into consideration that to try to be a change for the better has taken a lot of people before you to move some obstacles out of the way. It's a lot easier today to try to go for some environmental issues than it was when I started. You see, I started to tell Icelanders about plastic in the oceans before it was even mentioned overseas. That's how old my Blue Army and my missions have been. About trash in the ocean and things like that. What I did, I took pictures and I got and I got them published. And pictures don't lie. They are the truth. So after 25 years of convincing, endless work with try to convince the government, the municipalities, the private sector, other NGOs, finally it became like a landslide when everybody jumped on board, because it came from overseas, some pressure on be environmentally friendly and have to follow some rules about whether it was the UN or the EU or whatever. It just was not applicable anymore to ignore the fact that our oceans were full of trash. We had plastic everywhere. We had trash everywhere. Our recycling system was not good. We did some landfilling and we had not solved a lot of infrastructure things. But now there are just so many people in this environmental business making a big difference towards the right way. So all I want to say is that make sure that all your projects are fun. If you're not having fun doing it, you're doing it wrong. That's the key word. Here in Iceland or in my region, I have worked with schools, I worked with the locals, municipalities, airport authorities, shipping companies, fish industry, recycling businesses, the bank business, everyone. I work with everybody. I get funded by everybody. I'm not afraid of accepting some fundings if it benefits both parties, because if I have some fundings, I can do a lot of other fun things that benefit for the future. I just recently made an agreement with Bayersdorf of Germany. They sell Nivea products. You know Nivea?
Nivea, yeah.
They're going to put up some eco-friendly packaging, and they're going to have €3 per sold item going to fund the Blue Army. And they will get some credit out of it. I will get some credit out of it. But most of all, they are raising some awareness. And this agreement is like two or three pages, and it's no greenwashing. They are taking responsibilities into trying to change some of their strategies towards a better society. So, that's how I look at it. I work with everybody. Everybody works with me. I have had thousands of people in my missions. I've had more than 300 cleanup projects. You see, we have Iceland is an island in the North Atlantic Ocean, and we have currents surrounding us from all over the North Atlantic. We get trash from the Caribbean that comes with the Gulf Stream. We get trash from the Arctic. We get driftwood from Russia. We get plastic and trash from everywhere. I got some pictures of trash, some plastic pieces all the way from Morocco. So, I mean, we get a lot of things washed on our shores. But mainly our trash in the beaches is from the Icelandic fish industry.
Okay.
So we are working together. After I have done a beach cleanup, I bring the recyclable material to them, and they totally recycle it into something else.
Cool.
So I have asked the Ministry of the Educational System in Iceland to ban the word trash out of the Icelandic vocabulary and put instead the word substance or material.
Okay.
So when you have a material, the
So it's more
material
clear
has
you
a
can
value.
use it again.
The material has a value.
Yeah.
The greatest value is that it does not hurt the environment. So you either become a savior or a destroyer when you are handling with these things. That puts a lot stronger responsibility on the recycling industry.
And then you get another perception about the trash. So it's not just trash lying around and having no use for no one, because you can use it again as a material.
Yeah. I have now a little fundraising going on. You can buy 100 kilos out of the beach for 800 euros.
Okay.
That's the price tag to go out, collect 100 kilos, and take it to the recycling center.
Great.
What?
Great. Thank you, Thomas, for sharing with us.
That's the key issue is you must constantly be finding a smarter move to make the environment and the society a better place.
Yeah.
So all ideas are great. If somebody else comes up with a great idea somewhere, steal it, duplicate it, and do it. Nobody is going to come after you if you're doing something that whoever did it somewhere else. Maybe you can mention it. I saw this great thing happening in Mozambique, and I thought I could adapt it to over here. So do whatever you want to do, make it fun. You will draw attention. You will get a family of your supporters, and you will be a united thing and go forward. That's the key issue. Don't give up. It's not in the vocabulary to give up. Never.
That's
No,
very
it can't,
important. Thank you very
can't
much.
be in there, yeah.
Okay.
And thanks for being such a pioneer. That's actually, I have very much respect for all those pioneers, exactly like Ivor, the Patagonia founder, who does it for like, I don't know, also 25, 30, 35 years with his company, and still thinking about how he can improve and how he can do things better. So big hands to you for all the work you did.
Thank you. I did it for my grandchildren, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have so many grandchildren.
Okay, nice.
You want to know how many grandchildren I have?
Maybe Michelle got a guess.
5, 10, 12, and in March, 13.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So nice.
Yeah, that's a good motivation.
Yeah, it's for my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank you, and I want to encourage you to keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, yeah, and we will try. We'll give our best. And Michelle, you joined in. Do you got something for us as well?
Sorry, I didn't realize we were going to talk about it, but one of the things, there's a group of us that have been cleaning beaches in our area, and there are a lot of people who are members of the Sierra Club. They're very environmentally aware, and it's the same people who show up again and again. And we said, you know, we've got to get other people here who aren't aware. And we said, we've got to make it fun. And we had some prize drawings and we advertised, and all kinds of people came. Some people had, most of the people who came that we didn't know had never done a beach cleanup. And then in the process of cleaning up, picking up all the filters, we cleaned up over like 5,000 filters. We also worked with the scientists, you know, to give the data. We had the kids make believe they were scientists, and we collected the data for the state of Massachusetts. That's where we are. And the people had a blast. They had so much fun. And, you know, when the free drawing came up, nobody could buy anything. There were no, you know, I want to buy a raffle ticket. No, it was just a free drawing for participation. Everybody got a bag. They were very excited about that. And they just were horrified. They were like, oh my God, I thought the beach was clean. I didn't realize it was this bad. There's over 5,000 cigarette butts that we picked up. And then they started telling their family and their friends, don't throw the cigarette butt there. You know, put that over here. They started to become aware because they got engaged. So I think sometimes just getting people there for them to understand how bad it is very helpful. So we made it fun, and it worked, and we grew our group, which was really nice.
Great, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Great story.
So there's just definitely something about fun that makes it so important. And there are some people who are very serious, and they're like, oh, you're buying people with that drawing. Don't buy people. People should have to do it from their heart. Well, they're never going to do it from their heart if they never ever do it. You know, so sometimes you need to have a little bit of incentive to get people there.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. With having said that, I want to show you something else we did. Want to share my screen again, because this is a project like we started in 2019 at the World Cleanup Day as well, and we collected in Munich, I think like 12,000 cigarette butts within 2 hours. And we have, I don't know if anybody of you is into the surf scene or is like river surfing, but we got the Eisbachwelle here in Munich, which is actually quite famous among surfers. And there's a little company, they're building surfboards and trying to make them as sustainable as possible. And they actually took those cigarette boards, and now I want to show you what they made of it, because this is what came out. This is a surfboard. Of course, it's not all cigarette butts, but yeah, you can see it's made of 3,500 DNA samples, they say. There are over 3,000 cigarette butts in this surfboard, and this is like the making of story of it, the collecting and how they did all the stuff. Yeah, they sorted out all the butts they couldn't use, put them they could use together, and made this, I think, very cool looking surfboard.
Yes. And there was one guy riding the board on the river in Munich, so it was super nice.
Yeah, this was actually, we had the idea ourselves, and then sometimes later we realized that Jack Johnson, the surfer and musician, he got a quite similar idea. They made surfboard from cigarette butts as well. Also very cool looking, with a little fish label in it and all this stuff. And we got quite, yeah, with this board, we came in the biggest newspaper all over Germany with 10 million what do you call them? Readers, sorry. um, and it just raised awareness. I think there were still many servers on the river that they said, no, I don't want to write that board, because actually I can't be sure that if I write it and I crash against something or whatever, it gets broken, the cigarette butts will be back in the river again. And I think they have a point, but I also think the Wow company building that board, they made a very good job and don't let anything slip out of that. Yeah, but this was just an example for have fun with all the material, like Thomas said. It's not about having just waste, it's about you can use it for something and make something out of it. Yeah.
Thomas?
Just jump in, Thomas.
You see, on some of my big beach cleanups, I will have like a big barbecue afterwards.
Yeah.
Everybody loves barbecue in the summertime, down by the beach, looking at the beach is clean. You know, everybody gets so happy in their heart and their soul, and then they get their belly full of food. You can't beat it. You're a winner, you know, and they will think otherwise after being on the beach, picking up all this thing. Hey, that was really fun. You know, I want to do this again. So I am constantly having people coming over and over again. So that's why I have now taken my region, put it into 25 different sections, and I have established a 4-year foster caring for each section of different municipalities, NGOs, bank staff, fishing crew, whatever. So now we are working on, we live in a big peninsula, and it's a UNESCO geopark. So we have to keep it clean, and now we're going to make it the cleanest place in Iceland. And that you do it by involving the society with you. This is not a one-man show anymore, me and the Blue Army. It's I get, you know, I got a full wall of decorations about what I've been doing through the years. They mean nothing to me now. I like to see the smiles on the people's faces when they have fostered their area, and they take their picture, they put it on social media, they did something good, this and that, but they are sending out messages. Every time they put something on social media that they were doing something great for Mother Nature, they're sending out a message. So it's a lot better than, you know, having 100 people sending out the message, rather than I would just put a little statement on my Blue Army Facebook, and it gets a lot of reviews. And you see, the president of Iceland is the guardian angel of the Blue Army. So everything I do is a holy matter, you know. So I have to be discreet, you know. But I don't punch the politicians, and I don't point at anyone. I'm a doer, and that's the key issue. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I gotta go, guys.
Great.
And
Great.
that's a great idea. It's a great idea to rewarding people with food for their work. That's something I have to keep in mind.
I'm so lucky that I have a brother who's a baker.
Okay.
And I always, you know, on some of my missions, I take the leftovers from yesterday, and I buy some, you know, chocolate milk or something, and I bring it to the site, and they eat it all. You know, they are so hungry after 2 hours of working. They eat all the leftovers from yesterday, which I got for free, you know. So, yeah, you have to have a little strawberry with some chocolate dip on it.
Yeah.
And then you're in business.
And everybody keeps on cleaning up for another hour.
I can tell you that this 25 zone areas that I have now made my peninsula, I think it's going to be a huge success, because I'm already getting request for adopting areas.
Mhm.
You see, I have to show up. I have to be the manager. I have to make sure everything gets done correctly in a fun way. I have to take the material, take it to the recycling companies and make sure that they do it right. But they are going to be fostering a piece of the land, and this is going to be so rewarding and giving to them. You know, you should think about this. Maybe take wherever you are, Munich or Berlin, and section up a little park and get it devoted to some NGOs or somebody, you know, and because the bottom line is whatever is lying in the nature that does not belong to be there comes from us.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from somebody else. It comes from us. So I think this idea of fostering the land for the next 4 years while this UNESCO geopark has the license is going to be a huge success. I'm looking so much forward for having the darkness away and the frost and the, you know, I'm getting so excited to go and do my mission. I won't start until April, you know.
Okay.
Because you don't want to take people out and there's snow blizzards or anything. So
Sure.
yeah, you want to have. So my next mission will be the Icelandic Plockers Day in April, and from there on, it's the full summer thing.
Nice.
I love it.
So maybe since I think it was Franzi writing in Slido about the project in Hamburg she's doing with students. Franzi, could you join in and give us some insights about that? Or am I forcing you too hard now?
No, it's fine. Sorry, I just earlier I accidentally pressed enter, and so it was kind of a nonsense comment.
No, it was good because I wouldn't have realized it. So, but I thought and I thought by your name, okay, it must have been you.
Yes, it was me. So I have a question actually for you, all of you, how you managed to pay staff member, because what kind of, I don't know the English term, but what Rechtsform did you choose? Are you a gemeinnütziger Verein?
Yeah.
Sorry for not knowing the English term.
No, yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to switch to German. No, I'm sticking with English. Yes, we are what we call in Germany a gemeinnütziger Verein, which is like a voluntary or a club association doing something good for public. And with that, we got some special legal rights, so we don't have to pay taxes. We can stick to our money, have some special things in I think it's mostly tax regulations, and that's what we are. And actually funding is a big problem with us. Like Steffi said earlier on, we are funded mostly by the city of Munich and by donations. So we apply for fundings with like Hans Sauer Stiftung or Steffi, what is the lottery called? Postcode lottery. And all those public fundings. And so Rehab Republic has been around for 9 years. Like for 2 years, we got money to pay people for doing the job. Since then, we grew a lot, but still most of the work is voluntarily. We couldn't do all the stuff without our volunteers, and that's the main part. Of course, we have to set some structure in the background, and for like 7 years that all just came from the guys who were motivated to do it from their own, who founded Rehab Republic and just wanted to do it because they thought it was the right thing to do. And now as we grow, we got, it's called, I don't know whether it's the same in Hamburg. We're very proud to have Regelförderung from the city of Munich, which is like we got unconditional amount of money we get every year from the city of Munich, and that's a very big step for us, because it doesn't cover or it covers about a fifth of our cost we have yearly, but still having that money is so important. And yeah, for that, everybody working with Rehab Republic, whether they get money or not, we're still doing things because we think it's the right thing to do. And I think there's no one with Rehab Republic just doing like only the work they're supposed to do. Most of us having a contract about 15 hours a week or 20 hours a week, we still work like 20, 25 to 30 hours a week. And that's the heart of the association.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. We're a group of 13, as I wrote, students from Hamburg. We founded about a year ago, and since we're students, we do it voluntarily, and we do it with our full heart, and we love what we do. We do especially like networking and try to connect Hamburg-based NGOs, and yeah, do cleanups and work with the Hamburg people who are willing to change most of the times, which is great. But we sometimes struggle too with time management, because we all have to make a living beneath working for saving our world, basically.
Just an idea popping into my head right now, because the I'm a Unity project with us. We're also in Hamburg, and they got a little funding by Veolia. Maybe it could be an idea for you to check out them. They do some things in that. But just popping into my head, check it out. And yeah, I don't know a lot about it because I'm not involved in that very much, but yeah, Steffi just put in the link of Einmal ohne Bitte. Maybe you get something out of it.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
All right.
Awesome. 90 minutes are coming to an end. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I don't want to interrupt you. We got another 4 minutes left, or someone wants to share something. But so far, I'm very happy that all of you joined in, and I had a good time. What about you, Steffi?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much from my side too for joining, for listening, and for discussing. It was very interesting, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed too. And if you have any questions, please contact us. I'm gonna put our website in the chat, and so if you wanna connect or having questions afterwards, so just don't hesitate to contact us again. Yes.
So, I hope you all have a lovely evening, noon, night, what time it is with you. all morning. I just see Asian guys dropping in right now as well. We're already at the end of the session, but it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy and goodbye.
Thank you. Enjoy the conference.